What's going on, everybody? So in this video we're going to be going over how to actually navigate through your MT4 platform, how to use it. You need to get very familiar with this platform because this is where you're going to be executing your trades. This is where you're actually going to be setting your trades, your stop loss, take profit, everything else. Now typically this is what your platform is going to look like when you first open it. Now when it comes to installation of the platform, you simply run the exe file. Now you could download this platform online, simply look up MT4 download, or you can actually download this platform from your broker directly, such as I have. As you can see at the top left hand side corner, just say Price Markets Live. That is my broker that I'm currently using, and with that broker they provided me the actual download link to the MetaTrader 4 platform. Now you can either use MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5. Me personally, I like to use MetaTrader 4. Now when you open it up, it'll look something like this. I do have this window kind of minimized, as you can see, because I don't want anyone to really see my full account number. Now, when it actually comes to navigating through the platform, there's multiple things you need to learn how to do. The first one is to actually set up my indicators and my template. So all you're simply going to do is click on this little chart here, click load template, and what you could do is look for that template on your PC, or once you download my template, drag and drop it into here, simply click on it and press open, and my template will load. So if you press Control Y, that gets rid of the period separators. What that does is if we go to the hour time frame, right, it'll show the entire trading day. So this was the high of the day, this was the low of the trading day, right? So now we can expect price to actually continue to form new highs, new lows within the next trading days. So this would be an entire trading day here, right, from 5 p.m. or 5 p.m. to 5 p.m. My apologies, right? So that's with the hour time frame. With the 4-hour time frame, it's a little bit extended. I believe this is a month of trading time and so forth, and it goes on from there, right? So now when we talk about actually going through the platform itself, there's multiple things you could do. Right here you have your time frames where you could switch through, or you could select them over here. So currently I am on the monthly time frame, meaning that each and every single individual candlestick is a month worth of price action data. Now if we hop over to the weekly, which is W1, each and every candlestick is a week worth of price action data. Daily, same thing, right? D1 is every candlestick is a day's worth of price action data. The 4-hour time frame, every single candlestick is a 4-hour pretty much candlestick. So each candlestick represents 4 hours of movement. Same thing with the hour time frame. So each candlestick on the H1 represents an hour. M30, each candlestick represents 30 minutes. M15, each candlestick represents 15 minutes. The 5-minute, each candlestick represents 5 minutes of price fluctuation. And the 1 minute, which each candlestick represents 1 minute of price moving. So typically we're not going to be using the 1 minute. We're mainly going to stick to M5 and above, right, to the monthly time frame. So this is where you would normally flip through your time frames. Here you could use this to zoom in and zoom out, or you could just simply go here and then kind of zoom in, or switch through time frames and kind of zoom out there, right? So with your scroll wheel, simply this scrolls back to previous data. With if you use your scroll wheel, right, you can get familiar with that. Now auto trading, this is what pretty much some indicators will allow you to do when you have an indicator that needs to have auto trading activated, right? And I don't really use any of these buttons here, except you can do a new order here, right? So then this little window will pop up when you press new order. This will allow you to enter any type of position that you want. You can do a standard lot, you could do a 0.10, right? So typically the volume is going to be your lot size. Here you can enter your stop loss level, and you can enter your take profit. Or if you go, let's say you take a sell right here, right, you could simply click on your position and drag it to where you want. If I go short, this is going to be my stop loss. If I go long, then my stop loss will be under price, and it'll tell you, of course, how much you're going to be risking on that trade. Now over here we have our navigator window. So I'm actually going to close this navigator because all you can see here really is the accounts. Right here you have your market watch, which will show you pretty much all of your pairs. What you can also do is, if you end up closing this by accident, simply clicking on the market watch, and this will pop back up. Now here we have a data window with our indicators. Obviously here we also have the pair, the date, the time, the open, the high, the low. So you could see through this here, and you can also add and delete indicators from this window as well. Now over here you have pretty much a strategy tester, which I don't play around with. Typically I like to just backtest manually, not really use a strategy tester, even though, you know, if that's something you're interested in using, then me personally, I don't actually use that. You would have to do your own research outside of the course to actually go along with that. Now, simply here, if you click on this tool here, this is where you could draw a Fibonacci retracement, right? And if you want to edit the colors to your fib, simply right click, go to Fibbo properties, and you could pretty much select your fib levels and what they're going to look like. Like, let's say we want to use black, you could just change your colors there, right? So if you close the market, watch this again. Like I said, all you have to do is simply click on here. Now you can go to file, you can enter a new chart, and it'll tell you all the pairs that your broker will allow you to trade. Some might have more, some you may be able to trade stocks, indices, obviously Forex, pretty much anything, ETFs, whatever, you know, that broker will allow you to actually trade. Now over here you have your multiple trading profiles, which you could see here as well. Now, one thing that I typically do with the actual with this platform is the indicators. So if you want to pretty much select an indicator such as, I don't know, the ATR, just simply click on it and put your settings here, right? But I'm not going to add that to my chart. Typically, I like to keep my chart clean and already have my different pairs that I trade here, right? So now simply all we're going to do, if we want to insert in indicators, go insert indicators and go to custom, and this is where you'll see all of my own custom indicators which you can install, where we have the iProfit tracker, we have pretty much the news indicators, we also have the pip counter, position size calculator. This is a great one as well, right? So you can get familiar with this indicator too. And that's fairly simply it. If you want to activate one-click trading, simply right-click. Right, with this button, you can do sell limit orders, or if you go under price, you could do buy limit orders, right? If that's what you want to do. Again, you have different types of orders, but simply if you want to add one-click trading where you have this, so you don't actually have to go to the new order symbol. So right here, right, you actually don't need to do that. You could just one-click trading and put in the lot size that you want to actually do that. Again, so, you know, get familiar with the platform, play around with it on a demo account, see how to actually use the platform, because this platform is where we're going to be executing our trades. So it's really crucial you do get familiar with it. Now, you do have drawing tools on here as well. So as you can see, I do have a horizontal line here. Like, let's say you only want to use this platform and you don't want to use, let's say, the TradingView platform. Then it's fairly simple. You could do that as well. Right, so let's say we want to set up a trend line. Simply all we have to do is click on this line here, and then here you go. There you have a nice trend line there, even though I personally don't trade trend lines, so I don't draw too many, and you won't see too many on my chart. But here we have a trend line there. Let's say you want to go like on the weekly time frame, right? Or actually, let's just stick to the daily, right? Let's say you're on the daily time frame and you want to draw like a channel, right? So simply to do the same thing there. We have a channel from there, and we could draw one possibly from right here, right? So I'm gonna get rid of this one, and let's say we draw the channel from here. That would probably be best right there, and we can add another one right there, so we can have our channel printed out there. Now let's say we want to go on the 4 hour, set up some levels of support resistance. Again, same concept. If you want to edit your colors, simply go to right click, trendline properties, and let's say I just want to make this black. You can also edit the thickness of your trend line as well if that's something that you want to do. So I'm going to do the same thing over here, right? Black. Then I'm going to put it on the second thickness. Again, really same process for anything really when it comes to editing it. Now let's say I want to draw support and resistance levels here for the 4 hour time frame. So here I see a level of support. You have to double click on it, and what you'll see is this little square pop up. Right click, horizontal line properties. I want my lines to be black, and I'm going to simply lower this down to about right here, right? We can also use zones as well. So simply all we have to do really is go to insert. You can insert channels here too, but I don't really play around with that too much. So let's go to shapes. We're going to insert a rectangle to draw our zones. So let's say I want to draw a zone from like here to here, right? So we know this is a zone of support and resistance we're looking for price to retrace off of. Now you can go right click, rectangle properties, right? Let's say I want it to be a different color. Let's say I want like a dark turquoise, right? Visualization, you could show on all time frames, right? You keep that there. And typically you want this to be on draw objective as a background, because if you take that off, it'll be above the candlesticks as well. So Now you can go right click properties and kind of change that if you want as well. Right here, turn it back on. There you go. Right, so it really just depends on what you want to do. So typically I like to have it like this. Right now, let's say you want to change the colors for your candlesticks. Right, simply just go right click, and bull candle will change the inside of the candlestick, and bar up, bar down will be more or less the outline. So you can play around with this too. Right, so your stop loss level, I typically have it in red. Your ask line, I also have it in red too. So it's pretty much going to be your spread. Volume is green, so pretty much where you enter the market, I typically like it to be green as well. And that's pretty much about it. You can change the background, you can change everything you want here. It's a fairly simple concept. Again, you just play around and look for the settings that you want to use to actually trade. Again, you know, fairly simple. We can insert shapes, rectangle, and that's, again, you know, if you want to use this platform and you don't want to use trading view. Typically I normally do everything on trading view, but there you go. It's as simple as that. So we have levels of support and resistance. We know we're in this counter trend descending triangle or descending channel here, right? So fairly simple concept, right? So hopefully you did benefit off of this video. Again, play around with the program itself, get familiar with it. Now down here you'll have your indicators. If you use my platform or my template, you'll already have the settings, but if you want to change the settings to an indicator, simply right click, go to your indicator properties, and here you have your levels here, right? Parameters, visualization, everything else. You can change the colors of your indicator lines as well. So right click RSI properties, but typically I like to have it black. So fairly simple concept. And again, you can make your indicator look a lot bigger, a lot smaller, whatever the case might be. Typically I like to have it like this. And if you want all your charts kind of in view, simply click right here and it'll put all your charts in view on the time frame. But if you want to switch time frames, you have to make sure you're selected. Let's go to the 4 hour on Euro, right? Let's go to the 4 hour on GJ, and then let's go to the 4 hour on gold. So you can have your time frames here, or all your charts up on one screen as well. But me personally, I like to just focus on one pair when I'm trading that pair. So I can go here, and your charts will be down here. So your terminal is extremely important. If you ever lose your terminal, simply go to view and click on terminal. This is where you'll see your account balance, your equity, your profits, everything else in your P&L will be down here. Here you'll see where your swap is, your commissions, price or current price action, where price is trading, your TP, stop loss, and where you actually entered, right? So if I shorted at, let's just say where current price is 1461. 0.51, then it'll pretty much put that there. It'll tell you the pair that you've entered that on, your lot size, type, which is long and short, and then the time you enter that position. Now, if you want to measure the pips, right, simply press on this triangle or this kind of crosshair thing here. Now, let's say I wanted to measure this move from here to here. We can see that that's about 200, or let's just put it at 300 pips, right, that price has moved. So again, fairly simple concept. Nothing much to really go over here when it comes to this. Again, open the program, get familiar with it. Like I said previously, you can change your time frames here, and this is where you'll be loading the template, right? So simply download the template, drag and drop if you haven't already, and I will talk to everybody in the next video.